Good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Veterans Day race here at the Homestead Miami Speedway as we're getting set for 121 laps under the lights at the Homestead Miami Speedway. It's been a while since we've ran um, the Homestead had a race for the Veterans Day deal. Want to wish all the veterans a happy Veterans Day and hope you guys are excited as far as that is concerned. Betty Barrett on the pole, Wayne Lopez, Danny Rant, Brenda Eveling are the opening two rows as we're going to show you the rest of the starting lineup for this evening's race. There are no points on the line. It's just for pride as the cars are rolling off behind the pace car. Last time we did a Veterans Day race was at Bristol, of all places. I don't know who won that Bristol race. I'm going to actually go look it up. It was the Veterans Day Clash at Bristol. That was back in 2021. Penelope von Schweetz was the winner of that race. Of course, she's not in the series, but she will also be in our Xfinity Series deal that will be paired up with the All American Series. We'll see what happens. Here we come to the green flag. We are racing the second annual Veterans Day Clash. Let's go, drivers. One 121 laps these drivers are going to run here tonight. There was, by the way, no signups because this is a special event only for the Monster Energy Series drivers. We also got a couple of drivers from Cricket Cup that are going to take part in this series. Danny Rant will lead the first lap of this race. 121 laps. These drivers are going to be really looking to see if track position is going to play a factor in this race. Hold on one second as I got another interruption. I'm right in the middle of Sorry about that. I just got an interruption because someone was giving me dinner. I really didn't want dinner in the first place. As we're looking at Wayne Lopez, former amateur series driver in the number 19 machine. Going to be interesting to see if fuel mileage is going to play a factor for these drivers here in this evening's race. As Wayne Lopez, currently the race leader, Danny Rant's going to go into trying to take the lead from the Aflac Fusion. Brenda Eveling, Todd Montgomery, and that's Annabelle Griffin going three wide for third. And the 19 currently in the race lead. really wasn't hungry for dinner because I had a humongous lunch. As we're looking at the rear of the field, that's Abigail Lynn and Hazel Eveling, the two dating. Liliana Beta, then Kaliko back here at the rear of the field. Lizette Armstrong in the 8. Had Sarah Mirmoz in the 48. These drivers are not fighting for a reserve ride for any series. They're just running these special events because why not? As Wayne Lopez leads down the back straightaway as we're on lap number 8 of 121. 67 is how far they will go on fuel. Having a long race is really good for these drivers. Of course, we're racing under the lights. Track is cool, has a lot of grip. So these drivers are looking to see what they can do. I had to push the start time of this race back to around 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Actually, no. I had to move the Red Bull GT Series to last night, so I gave the drivers who ran the race last night to get to fly over here to Homestead Miami Speedway. As Wayne Lopez currently the leader. Most of them are Winston Cup drivers, most of them in the Busch Series, most of them in the Truck Series. All 42 took the start, so no mechanical problems, so that's good. I'll do the update of the description in just a second. I'll fix the description later. I was getting signups for season 5 taken care of. Betty Barrett, the top 5. April Winters in 6th. Jessica Shelton in 7th. Danny Rant, Brenda Eveling, and Tanner Denton. That is your top 10. And a battle for the lead between Todd Montgomery and Wayne Lopez. Annabelle Griffin, currently in the 2nd position. She just bounced off Danny Rand, but Danny did a good job saving that car. Annabelle Griffin's car got really loose off of turn 4 and nearly took out herself and Danny Rand. That was really close. Right in front of the field. As Todd Montgomery, still the race leader as we are completing 17 laps, working lap number 18 of this race. So we are 2 for 2 in special events, and as I said, it's just the Monster Energy Trucks Buffalo Wild Wings Series drivers only. All they're doing is racing for pride. They're not running. Boy, I tell you what, Annabelle Griffin is really close. That's like the second time she's come close to wrecking herself and Danny Rand. That car is wicked loose off the corners. And I think it's because the 99 being on the back bumper of the Hot Wheels Dodge is taking the air off the spoiler. Oh no, they're going 4 wide. Oh no, they're almost going 5 wide. That was Shelton who nearly made it 5 wide. Annabelle Griffin she's about to wreck herself and Danny Rand in front of most of the field. Good night. This is like a hornet's nest back here at the rear of the back here for second. Annabelle's got a really loose race car. She's doing her darndest to save that race car. But these drivers are racing clean, so that's really good. They need to race each other clean, so as long as you're giving each other room, then there you go. Right now, they're just trying to settle it out. As we're looking at Brenda Eveling into 24. They're trying to settle this mess out, and good night, Charlie Brown. They just about wrecked each other, but now they're starting to settle down. Get a little racy here, and we only have over 100 or near 100 to go, 99 to go, actually. These drivers just really just trying to make sure to be respectful for each other and respecting themselves. That's why they're trying to be on their best behavior, not trying to wreck each other, if you know what I mean. Wayne Lopez, currently the race leader. Danny Rand, Annabelle Griffin, that's your top three. Quentin Honeysett having a good battle with Betty Barrett. That's one of the Winter sisters. That's April Winters. As they're going to go 3 wide off of turn number 4. And the caution is out for the first time tonight. So I guess it's a good thing for these drivers to settle down after they nearly wrecked each other for the last couple of laps. But the caution is out for the first time tonight. Looks like some skid marks off of turn number 2. As apparently we had a wreck off of 2. Let's see who the culprit was. Must be Quentin Moore, because look how far back he is from the rear of the field. Was that Armstrong coming on the pit road? Okay, looks like everybody's coming to pit road, so that's good. Don't think these drivers are going to make it the rest of the way on fuel. So while these drivers are making pit stops, let's jump back and look at a replay to find out what caused our first caution of the evening in the Veterans Day clash. Looks like this was a 4 wide situation gone bad. Quentin Moore. Looks like Sophia got loose. She came down into Quentin Moore, and then Quentin went off the nose of Kevin Lambert. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a nice little run at the beginning of the race, and Boy, I don't know how that was a caution, but looks like the officials had to throw the caution because they were fearing Quinton was going to come back on in front of the entire field. But talk about we only got away with a one car incident on that ordeal, and that's a tough break for Quinton Moore. But the race is still early here at Homestead Miami Speedway, so that's what brought out the yellow. Let's go to the restart here at Homestead. Getting ready to go back to green on lap 29 of 121, so we're fairly early in the race. Wayne Lopez is the leader, Annabelle Griffin second, Quentin Honeysett third, Danny Rant fourth, fifth, Maisie Creighton sixth, April Winters seventh is Jessica Shelton, eighth is Betty Barrett, ninth, Annie Winters, and 10th, Tanner Denton. Looks like Brenda Eling's got a problem. She was supposed to restart in the 13th position, so I'm not entirely sure what is wrong with the Exalta Chevrolet. Hopefully she'll get back out onto the track. For now, nobody out of the race, but maybe the 24 could be out of the race with a problem. I'm trying to fix the description for the GT series, and it's screwing me up left and right. No. I didn't ask you to be dumb, you stupid thing. As we are back to green here at Homestead. I'll fix it later. I'm not going to fix it right now while I'm in the middle of the race. And somebody just came out. Okay, that was the 24 who just came out of the pits. So Brenda, that was close. Brenda Ealing just came out of the pits. Someone nearly right rear hooked the hell out of her. And she is now one lap down as a result. She's just trying to get back up to speed. That was a bit hairy. That was nearly close call waiting to happen. That was nearly a recipe for disaster waiting to happen. As looks like the yellow's out for the second time tonight. Well, I was fixing the description. Wreck in turn number one, turns one and two. So you brought out the yellow. Looks like Katsira Mirmoz is the reason for the yellow. He's got some right side damage on that machine. Rebecca Hawkins, Alexandra Van Dam involved. And so is the 15 of Luke Cage. Possibly damage to the 12 of Cody Smart. As apparently Lizette Armstrong and Quentin Moore are beefing over each other as they're coming in the pit lane. As looks like Quentin Moore. Okay, slow down, 15. Don't know why you're not slowing down for the yellow there. And now the 8 had to let the 34 go. Katsuro's trying to almost cause an incident under the yellow flag. And we got some drivers staying out on the track. Looks like 4 of them. They are Wayne Lopez, Chet Collingwood, Brad Lewis, and Olivia Jackson. Let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what caused this second yellow of the evening. This is what happened. 4 wide looks like caused this one. It's like the 22 and the 15 got together. Nowhere for Katsir Mirwaz or Alexandria Van Dam to go. All 4 of them go in the safer barrier. Look at the 0-2 go right on the catch fence. Thankfully, there's no grandstand except some billboard sign. It looks like the 0-2 is going to go upside down. That's a tough break for a couple of big names there. Luke Cage, Rebecca Hawkins, former champion, Katsura Mirmoez. Boy, they did not need these kind of finishes, I can tell you that. So we got away with it under the first caution. Not the case in this yellow, as the yellow is out for the second time tonight. Let's get to the restart here at Homestead. Going to go back to green on lap number 37 of 121. That would be 84 laps of racing to go. The drivers that just came to pit road, I do not think they can make it the rest of the way on one more stop. As my phone just freezed up. That's not what I wanted. As we're going to go back to green flag racing out of the race after that incident, just the one, Rebecca Hawkins, the only driver out of the race. As we have 39 drivers on track, 41 on the lead lap. So Wayne Lopez looking for some good momentum. Tough break for Rebecca Hawkins, the former Munster Energy Series champ. As we're going to go back to green flag racing, Brenda Eveling will be up to speed because she got whatever the issue was fixed. I don't know if it was a flat tire or what, but she will be up to speed here on this restart. The 0-2, on the other hand, is not going to be up to speed because of all the damage to the back end of the Home Depot Pontiac. Right now, what Brenda Eveling needs is to get in front of the 19 and then catch a caution to get herself back on the lead lap. And of course, she is the only car now on the tail end of the lead lap. So the goal is for the 24s to get a yellow. As they're nearly 4 wide for the race lead, and they are 4 wide for the race lead almost. That was close. 42 tried to drive it in there. Looks like the car got a bit tight. Remember, top 4 did not come to pit road under that caution. Wayne Lopez currently the race leader, but here's the problem. These drivers are going to have to pit again because I don't see them making it the rest of the way if this sucker goes into a long green flag run. Wayne Lopez, currently the race leader. Brenda Eveling on the tail end of the lead lap, trying to get a caution. Van Dam is going to be off the pace. Tough break for Rebecca Hawkins. Of course, the O2 had to teleport to pit road because they had to flip the car back on its wheels and drove away like nothing even happened. But Rebecca Hawkins did walk to the infield care center on her own, so she's currently being evaluated. As that is, by the way, a requirement that if you can't drive your car back to pit road, or if you have the black smoke of death, and if you get out of the car under your own power, you are required to walk to the ambulance to take the mandatory trip to the infield care center so you can get checked and released, which Rebecca Hawkins did that. And Rebecca Hawkins will be checked and released from the medical center shortly. Just not the finish that she was hoping for. There's Tanner Denton. That's Tyler in the orange 11. Yes, he's got a lot of varying Mountain Dew colors. He's running the orange Livewire car on his Mountain Dew Ford. Ooh, Crystal Fontaine got close to Erica Douglas. So I'm going to go ahead and do something. As my Not sure what's going on with my phone. Why it's being stupid. All right. Brad Lewis going to take the race lead. Ooh, they nearly wrecked in the back. That was Ben Kalikowak who got loose coming off of turn 4. Almost got into Hazel. Or is that Hazel Eveling in the 40? Yes, it is. Almost got into her off of turn 4. Or Crystal Fontaine. That's Maisie Creighton in the 26. having a very good run. Next race for these drivers will be the Thanksgiving 250. We will have qualifying on Wednesday night and the race Thursday night. We're going to be at IRP, believe it or not. 250 laps of beating and banging at IRP. They're going four wide for the lead. Oh dear. This is what Brenda Eveling needed to see, as these drivers going four wide. They're about to cause a wreck the way they're going four wide off a turn through the corners there. That will put Tyler in the lead, as the stupid pace car made me click on somebody else as I was trying to get back to the leader. They've also caught up to Kat Sarah Mirwes. By the way, that's a position change for Brenda Eveling as she's trying to get back on the lead lap. Oh, got a wreck in the back. Well, that was a perfect timing for Brenda Eveling to get that caution. Crash in the back. Caution is out for the third time tonight. Olivia Jackson. Oh, Fontana's wrecked. They've had a wreck on the front stretch. Oh, who's that around? That's Armstrong. Wayne Lopez. Quentin Moore. Luke Cage failed. Oh, Luke Cage. Alexandria Van Dam failed to use the brakes. Ran the back of the 15. They were checking up. Looks like Brenda Eveling realized the yellow's out. She slowed down. Erica Douglas involved. Oh, boy. That caution timed out perfectly for the 24. She will get back on the lead lap, but the yellow is out for the third time tonight. Let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened, as pit stops are happening, and we're not even at the midway point of tonight's race. Here's what happened. It starts with the 42 of Olivia Jackson. Looks like she had a mechanical problem, was running 6th at the time. And looks like she had a problem. She was trying to get down the racetrack, but Wayne Lopez just ran into her. Chet Collingwood got into Erica Douglas. Betty Barrett gets a piece of this incident. Nowhere for Annabelle Griffin to go in the 45. And they all started stacking up from there. That's a tough break for those drivers. Hard hits on the safer Barrett. But then what happens to the 17? Looks like the chain reaction carried over. Someone got into Betty Barrett, into Violet Jackson. As Cervantes looks like he got turned by, I think that was a 7. And we'll look at that in a second. I think what happened was all these drivers were on the apron. Looks like, Fitzwater got into Violet Jackson. Okay. So it was Fitzwater because he was on the apron. And look at how many cars got sandwiched into the wall. Nowhere for the 6 to go. There's where Lizette Armstrong got involved. That was Michael Anderson, by the way, the 6. Wayne Lopez, wow, just hit the driver's side door of the AC Delco Chevrolet. Now, how did Cervantes get a No, that's not Cervantes, you derping game. I was trying to get to the 14. You made me go to the 15, you derping hyena. Dumb NR, being stupid as usual. Let's see, how did the 14 get a piece of this? You see, there's where Fitzwater gets into Violet. And just nowhere for a lot of those drivers to go. Yeah, I think the 14 got... I don't know if the 7 made contact with the 14. But a lot of cars involved. Kyle Langland didn't realize he was involved. Well, you know what they say. At least Sean got a lot of carnage. He got more than what he bargained for. There's the shot there. And that's why there's black smoke erupting on that machine. I believe that's Sophia Woodward involved. So a A lot of cars involved in our third yellow of the night. Going to have some more drivers out of the race. Quentin Moore definitely going to more than likely be done for the night, as we're going to head to the restart here at Homestead. Well, that was kind of a wreck I was not expecting, as we're going to be near the midway point of this evening's race here at Homestead. As we're going to go back to green on lap number 60 of 121 at the midway point of the race. Brad Lewis is the leader. Tyler Thomas second, Tanner Denton third, Todd Montgomery fourth, Kyle Sutton fifth, Quentin Honeysett sixth, Annie Winter seventh, Maisie Creighton eighth, ninth is London Jackson, and Paul Michaels will complete your top 10. Drivers out of the race, and there were a lot of them in that wreck. Wayne Lopez, Olivia Jackson, looks like she blew a header. Crystal Fontaine, Annabelle Griffin, Erica Douglas, and Alexandra Van Dam out of the race, and they joined Rebecca Hawkins back behind the wall and out of the race. Hawkins has already been checked and released from the medical center. The others have already gone to the infield care center. Boy, that was kind of a wreck you didn't expect to have happen, but it did. And as I said, we're going to have that was a lot of drivers involved in that incident. And we are back to green here at Homestead. See where the 24 is restarting 27th. But she's probably going to go buy all those damaged race cars. That caution was a huge break for Brenda Eveling, as she's now gotten herself back on the lead lap and hopefully back into contention of getting a race win here tonight. Now everybody, I hope, has made their final pit stop. If not, they're gonna have to hope and pray if they can make it the rest of the way, or if they're gonna have enough fuel to do so. Just past the halfway point of this race. As you see, Tyler Thomas currently in second, battling with Tanner Denton. Tanner Denton has been really doing good so far. Been one of those quiet, consistent drivers that you rarely see on this channel. That's what I was going to say. Brenda Eveling has not wasted any time, as she's already clawed her way to 23rd. She's basically gotten by all the damaged race cars, and she's just rocking her way back up from the field. Fell a lap down with whatever the issue was on that 24, and they fixed whatever the issue was and got her back out. Got her in front of the leaders, and now she's making a strong comeback. Courtney Lynn having a quiet run. The Lynn sisters, actually, as a matter of fact, having a quiet run. So same with the Eveling sisters. They're having some quiet runs. There's Cody Smart in the 16. And Tyler Thomas now not having to deal with lap traffic, because We went back to a single file restart with no lap cars to deal with. Liliana Beta back there with some damage. Brad Lewis looking to the inside of the Orange 11. Look at the 33 of London Jackson. Where did she come from? As we're past 100 miles of tonight's race here for the Veterans Day Clash. If you just joined us, welcome. This is a special event only reserved for the drivers that were in the Coca-Cola trucks, Buffalo Wild Wings, Monster Energy, or in a few people's cases, the Amateur Series. We're about to be on lap number 70 of this race. All those drivers that were involved have been checked and released from the medical center, so they are okay. London Jackson in the 33 machine. This is probably going to be a very lengthy race because of the race distance. You're probably thinking it's probably going to be more than likely over an hour, hour 10, hour 15-minute video. But I think for you guys, I think that's definitely worth your appetite, if you ask me. That is Violet Jackson. They're coming up to put a lap down. Yeah, it looks like the back end on that car that's damaged. I also forgot to mention for these drivers uh, that are going a lap down and or are not going to reach the conclusion of the race. This is just a special event where there's literally nothing on the line except pride, getting a checker flag, and all that yada yada yada. So there's really nothing for these drivers to play for except for a checker flag and some bragging rights. And by the way, that was London's sister Violet, who is moving out of her way. So at least London appreciated her sister being a courteous backmarker. You think about this top three right up here, with, somebody got sent in the wall. Someone got sent to the wall. Who was that? Oh, no, they're wrecking. That's April Winters. And that is no doubtably the caution. Our fourth of the night. I'll get back to what I was going to mention about the top three in a minute. Fourth caution of the night as they're racing back to the line. Safety crews already there to April Winters. Somebody definitely sent the UPS Ford into the wall coming off of turn number 4. I kind of figured with these cars being loose, looks like they're not going to take a chance. Looks like I think they're in their window to make it the rest of the way. So they're going to come to pit road and make some adjustments. And while they do that, let's jump back, look at a replay to see what happened to April Winters as we're getting as this race has been really exciting here at Homestead. Well, I can tell you this. I bet you this is going to be a fun meeting back at the Smart Motorsports camp after this. Looks like the 88 just got loose, and guess who turns the 88? Cody Smart. I bet Cody's going, oh gosh darn it, why did I commit female abuse? Uh, Sorry, Cody Smart, if you're watching this. That's a tough break for April Winters. She was running 17th at the time of this incident, and Cody Smart, I didn't realize he was involved. Didn't realize he was in that smoke screen. Let's take it on board with Cody Smart and see what he saw. Yep, the 88 just got loose and just nowhere for the 12 to go. At first, you couldn't see him from the smoke screen until he drove away, but a lot of damage to the Miller High Life Dodge as the caution's out again. Let's get back to the green here at Homestead. As we're going to go back to green on lap number 81 of 121, would be 41 laps of racing to go. So it looks like everybody is going to make it the rest of the way on fuel, so that's good. Top 10 as we go back to green: London Jackson, Tyler Thomas, Brad Lewis, Todd Montgomery, Tanner Denton, Hazel Eveline as Violet Jackson's a lap down. Quentin Honeysett, Annie Winters, Maisie Creighton, and Paul Michaels complete the top 10. Cody Smart and April Winters out of the race. They join Wayne Lopez, Olivia Jackson, Crystal Fontaine, Annabelle Griffin, Erica Douglas, Alexandria Van Dam, and Rebecca Hawkins back in the garage area. So the garage area getting filled up with a lot of torn up race cars as a result of that. So back to what I was going to discuss about the top 3. You look at the top 3 as far as their journeys on this channel. Like London Jackson, been a part of DVR, really made a standout in her rookie year in the final years of the Monster Energy series. Won Rookie of the Year honors. I believe she did it in she done it in 2022. Wasn't high enough in points to have a win, so really made a big name of herself as far as that's concerned. So we're back to green here at Homestead. You look at Tyler Thomas, who's really been having an up and down career on this channel. Can he race with, because he's the only male driver of the Thomas siblings. Of course, the rest of them are all girls. Annie Thomas, Molly Thomas, Bridget Thomas, Jill Thomas, just to name a few. That's 5 Thomas kids right there I just named off that race. And also I'll probably add some other drivers. Tanner Denton, he was kind of one of those unknown names. He's been one of the, hopefully a superstar in the future. You have Todd Montgomery, a former champion in what was in the PCSRA. A lot of good raw talent in this top 5 that really could be the future of the series. And then you look at Brad Lewis, a former Australian 200 winner, as I would like to actually do a special event with Fitzwater as far as that event is concerned. As now I got me I was taking care of some stuff. Todd Montgomery. Good run for Todd Montgomery right here in the 27. He's had a quiet run. I've been really impressed with Hazel Eveling tonight. She's one of the new girls, part of Nathan Orman's team, having an awesome run. I mean, to say Hazel Eveling having a great run would be an understatement. But remember, she's been learning from not just Nathan Orman, but her sister Brenda Eveling, who, by the way, let's see where Brenda Eveling's running. She's running in the 27th position, so she's trying to work her way through the front. Probably lost some spots on the pit stop, so I bet the 24 is going to be driving like hell trying to get back to the front. Knowing it's a long race, I bet the 24 is probably going to be mad at her pit crew for letting her down. But, Hazel Eveling, she's the youngest. Because I don't know how old Christian Williamson, Carlos, and Michael are. Carlos Rodriguez, Michael Brown, to be more specific. But Hazel Eveling's having an awesome run, running in the top 10 for most of this race, as she almost got turned by Quentin Honeysett. That was almost commentator's curse. Trying to not jinx it here. Also, also a quiet run you can say for Abigail Lynn, who's also in that same vote as Hazel Eveling. Don't know a whole lot about them. Let's see where the 24 is. There's Brenda Eveling. Currently in the 22nd position. I think she got held up with all these damaged race cars, so she's pretty much going to be kicking herself for that. But she has a car capable enough to possibly get a good solid finish out of this night. But she's done a good job. And look, I'll say this for Brenda Eveling. I mean, for Brenda Eveling, I think this year's been one of those years that's either been it. I mean, you're hoping a new year is either going to be good or it's going to be bad or kind of mix. Brenda Eveling has had mixed results. She's just with the whole deal, and now she got rid of the quote dead weight that she got rid of. As she's just got around both Luke Cage and Ricky Cervantes, she's trying to catch Kevin Lambert. But Brenda Eveling's had one of those years that's been kind of There's Liliana Beta, who's had a quiet run. Haven't talked much about Liliana Beta tonight. She's really been doing a very good job. Same with Brad Lewis. Same with Kyle Langland, who, by the way, was involved in that big one on the third caution. And I don't know if I saw some damage on Jessica Shelton's car. Yes, she does. She's got a little hood buckle on the Coors Ford. And as you can tell, yeah, she's got a hood buckle on that number 9 machine. I'll have to take it on board, see if that is indeed the case. And it is the case. So she must have ran in the back of somebody that I don't know who it would be. But she's still fighting. She's still in the running, so don't think the damage has really hurt Jessica Shelton. And something is up with the 5 of Courtney Lynn. She has scored 3 laps down. Oh, she's got damage, that's why. Oh, Courtney Lynn. I think Courtney Lynn's just ready for this year to be over with. I can tell you that for sure. Of course, she got involved in an incident not of her own doing. And I think Ormy is probably going to shed some tear for her. Courtney Lynn's been involved in several things not of her own doing. She had a rough year in Winston Cup this year, despite going to victory lane. Just missed out on getting into the playoffs. If she would have gotten a second win in the regular season in the Winston Cup Series, she would have been one of the 16 drivers that would have been in the chase for the championship in the Winston Cup Series. But fortunately, just wasn't meant to be for Courtney Lynn. And, just finished really poorly in the points table. So hopefully, and I know Courtney's going to be like, going to tell Ormy, I'm sorry, for letting you down and all that. And I know Ormy knows he's not too mad about Courtney Lane because Courtney's been dealing with with a lot of issues. Hasn't been a good year in the Red Bull GT Series. Hasn't been a good year in the Winston Cup Series. I hope 2026 will be a little bit better for the gal out of Los Angeles, California. And who knows? Maybe being with Wormy going forward would be good cure medicine to hopefully fix what has been a rocky run. And some people, and I'll go ahead and say this in her defense, she did not want to retire. I mean, she explained to Amber McMillan, her mom. She said, "I don't want to retire. Ormy's been helping me rise up since day one, and I really don't want to retire and then have to explain to Ormy what happened, why it happened." So, for Courtney Lynn, I think we can safely say, and I can also add Brenda Evelyn to the conversation. I think Courtney Lynn, wanting to tell her mom she wants to keep racing, she wants to make Ormy proud, and I respect Courtney Lynn to do that. I really do hope she's going to have a great year next season because this year has been an absolute nightmare as far as that's concerned. As we're looking at Hazel Evelyn now up here in the second place. Maisie Creighton having a quiet run. Haven't talked much about Maisie Creighton a lot this season. Maisie Creighton just living life, really, really, really proud. She's having a great run here tonight, just trying to put something together as far as, the Winston. Of course, there's been some rumors she's going to go either Bush or Cup racing. She's probably going to, actually, she's going to run for the Craftsman Truck Series. Going to run part-time in the Bush Series, even though she's not going for Bush points. She just wants to go out there and just get some experience. As they're lapping, that's Violet Jackson and Kat Zero Mirmoez. They almost put Kat Zero a lap down before that caution came out. And now they finally put the 48 one lap down. So now we're down to 29 drivers on the lead lap. But we still have 32 in the race, and 10 drivers are not going to reach the conclusion of this race. And remember at the end of I think it was in 2021 or 2022, Nathan Orman's team dominated the special events to end off that year. How would it be for Hazel Evelyn to keep that trend going? Should note all the drivers that were involved in that most recent incident have been checked and released from the care center. Looks like the 6 car has taken his car to the garage. That's Michael Anderson. Apparently he was having I think the stewards saw he was having engine problems, having problems maintain minimum speed, and unfortunately, Michael Anderson has now taken his car to the garage. He is now done for the night. So not the night he was hoping for. I wonder if lap traffic's going to play a factor in this. Before this is all said and done. And we'll see these drivers in 2 weeks, or coming up in our Thanksgiving race coming up in a couple of weeks. It'll be just these drivers only. There'll be 43 of them trying to qualify for the 42 spots. And they'll be racing at the short track of IRP. How cool is it? We're going to have Thanksgiving turkey to begin the meal, and we're going to go 250 laps short track style. So we're going to have some beating and banging, and drivers are going to be pissed off at each other. That's what we like. Thanksgiving night, we're going to have some beating and banging at IRP. I think that's some good medicine we're going to have. Oh, these drivers will forgive me for saying that, but you know what? That's the reality, my friends. As here comes Hazel Eveling to the race lead. And look who's not far. That's her girlfriend. That's Abigail Lynn. Yes, Hazel Eveling and Abigail Lynn are dating, just so everyone is clear. As they have now caught up, that's Lizette Armstrong and Ben Kalikoak, as Tyler Thomas is going to go for the rate, going to keep the lead. Ooh, Hazel got a little tight there. She's going to be stuck by Lizette Armstrong. Abigail Lynn's going to go to the inside. So we're not done with lap cars just yet. As we got another one up ahead, that is Courtney Lynn. As we're nearing the end of this race here at Homestead. Want to remind everybody this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmitted or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you fans for your wonderful support, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Down to 10 to go here in the Veterans Day. As we've had a nice little green flag run, fuel is definitely not going to play a factor during the course of this final stretch. We've had 4 cautions. As Tyler Thomas now in a 3 wide. That's Todd Montgomery trying to use Courtney Lynn as a pick to get around the 11. Looks like that's not going to happen. He gave it a valiant effort, but more lap cars up ahead as we're in the dying stages of this race here at Homestead. Boy, this has been a great race here tonight. And we have one more special event to go, the Thanksgiving 250, by the way. By the way, the Thanksgiving 250 race will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because you got all the special events for Napa fan. That's going to be like at 11 a.m. So we're going to be like the dessert filling to finish up our Thanksgiving weekend. As we're down to 5 laps to go here in the Veterans Day Clash. Who will join Vanellope von Schweetz as a winner of this event? Here comes Montgomery to the inside of the 11. If they can't get clear, that's going to allow Maisie Creighton and others to catch up. This is going to be a fantastic finish tonight. You thought the Red Bull GT Series race was fun last night. This race is even more exciting. As Todd Montgomery 3 wide, Maisie Creighton 3 wide. They're nearly making contact, Daryl. Who wants it more? Here comes Creighton. Don't count out Tanner Denton or London Jackson. 26 got a little tight. That's not going to help her. Todd Montgomery's there. Traffic up ahead. This could play a factor. 3 to go here at Homestead. Kyle Sutton's up here. Alex Winters. Where did the Jack Daniels Chevrolet come from? Lap traffic is going to play a factor in this race. Next time by will be 2 laps to go here at Homestead. 3 more miles. There's traffic. Who is going to get affected? This is going to determine who will win this race. Kyle Sutton. Oh, he might be trapped. I think Todd Montgomery's trapped. Oh, they're making contact. Maisie Creighton's going to go for the lead. There goes Maisie Creighton to the race lead. Oh, that's crazy, because remember, Violet Jackson is teammates with Maisie Creighton at DVR. White flags in the air. 1 more lap to go. Sponsored by Jim Bob Hits Tyler in LTR. Maisie Creighton trying to hold them off. Trying to go 2 for 2 for the ladies in this special event. Down the back stretch for the last time. I don't know if Kyle Sutton's going to get there. I think she's going to do it. Maisie Creighton is going to win the Veterans Day Clash at Homestead to make it 2 for 2 for the female drivers. And that just got her the win. And DVR is 2 for 2 in special events in 2025. How do you like that? Screw you, Jim Bob. I noticed Ricky Cervantes retired out of the race. I don't know what was the issue on that machine, as the standings are now official. Kyle Sutton will have to settle for second. Annie Winters, London Jackson get a good result. Abigail Lynn in the 5th position. Alex Winters, I don't know where in the world she came from, but she will come away with a 6th place result. Great run for her. Chet Collingwood, 7th. Tanner Denton had a chance to win it. He'll have to settle for 8th. Quentin Honeysett, 9th. And Hazel Eveling will complete the top 10. Todd Montgomery, Kyle Langland, Tyler Thomas, Danny Rant, Liliana Beta. That was your top 15. Top 20 completed by Brad Lewis, Jessica Shelton. Brenda Eveling fell a lap down early stages of this race, got the caution she needed, rallied back to finish in 18th. Paul Michaels and Kevin Lambert complete the top 20. A lot of drivers really didn't have good results. Sophia Woodward, didn't talk much about her. I think she was involved in that big one through no fault of her own, 23rd, so not good as far as that's concerned. But then again, it is a special event after all. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, not sure what happened to Ricky Cervantes, why he retired out of the race. I wonder if he had the same problem as Michael Anderson. As we had 32 drivers finish the race, 26 will be on the lead lap. Ricky Cervantes will be classified, as Courtney Lynn was the last car to finish the race, and then 10 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. Michael Anderson, Cody Smart, April Winters, Wayne Lopez, who led a good part of this race, Olivia Jackson, Crystal Fontaine, Annabelle Griffin, Erica Douglas, Alexandria Van Dam, and Rebecca Hawkins, all due to crashes in our 4 cautions we had in this evening's race. But congratulations to Maisie Creighton. First time to 26. That's not yours truly. Goes to victory lane in a race. And Maisie Creighton has some bragging rights, she will say, as she will be the second winner of the Veterans Day Clash. Hope you guys enjoyed this lengthy one. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We have shown you your full finisher results. We'll see you guys in a couple of weeks for our special event at the Thanksgiving 250. Of course, we still have Red Bull GT Series stuff to worry about first, and also the conclusion of Trucks, Busch, and Winston Cup coming up soon. So hope you guys are looking forward to all those. But until then, thank you for tuning in. I'm Dean DeVos thank you for joining me and saying good night from Homestead Miami Speedway. Maisie Creighton is your winner tonight. Coming up next, it's the Infinity Network Sports Studios, already in progress. And this has been another production of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013. Good night from Homestead.